everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday at the Valley Dream Farm. So they are a completely organic farm, which is awesome. And every year when we're in Vermont, we come here for farm to table, which is basically, would you like to explain it?
Basically, they grow all the produce that we're going to eat tonight. And then they get some organic meats from another organic farm and they serve it to us. And the food is absolutely delicious. So if you're in northern Vermont, look them up and definitely come to the table because it's well worth it.
And you'll see something at the very end of something else that we did tonight. But for now, that's it. Enjoy Technique Tuesday. We'll see you a little later. All right, so today we are using our seasonal goodie baskets. The seasonal haul stamp was such a popular one in the core catalog that they brought in the seasonal goodie baskets, which are absolutely adorable. And we are actually going to be using this with a new technique that we're kind of making up, but not really, smooshing with paintbrushes. So, or swooshing. Swooshing. Not smooshing, swooshing. So, what we're gonna do is, as you can see, there's a bunch of different holidays here. Mom, you can walk through those.
Oh yes, we have Valentine's Day, we have fall, we have Easter, we have basically the 4th of July.
It's the 4th of July.
We have pumpkins, which I guess is harvest. So apples probably could be summertime.
Summer, or I would say back to school. Yeah.
Back to school. And then we have the floral ones, which is summer, June type
And then you
things.
can either put something on the basket or not. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, oh, and there's 2 different kind of baskets.
Yes, there are.
Which is awesome.
And the handle for each one is interchangeable.
Yes, so we will talk about that when we're cutting it, but let's see. All right, so you've got all the thin cuts here and the stamped. So they're actually pretty big. They're a nice size. We're gonna first do our swooshing for the barrel. I'm gonna make the barrel the dark brown. So I'm using number 32. Can you see this in the camera?
Yes, perfectly.
Perfect. So as you saw, I kind of just like estimated where that barrel was. So I'm gonna just kind of put some of this on my paper here. Ooh, I forgot a paper towel.
Oh, I could get you one.
Thank you. And as you see, I'm not getting any more paint. I'm kind of just moving around the water. And that is a good size. So I also want to get the handle for it. So I'm gonna go up a little bit more. I'm gonna go into like, the handle's kind of like that, right? Sushi. Kind of filling in as much as this as I can. So that should be able to cover this and the handle. All right. Do we want to put, do you want to put a bow on it?
Sure.
All right, so what color would you like the bow? Well, actually, let's figure out what we're doing first.
Yes. Yeah. Have to figure out.
I kind of want to do the pumpkins. I don't know. I just like the pumpkins.
You can.
I'm
do
a
the
pumpkin girl.
You could do the pumpkins if you want.
So I'm gonna kind of lay this out. See how that's how big my pumpkins are, and I'm not actually gonna tell myself like where anything is, but I'm putting a little bit of color in all these little oranges so we can get something. So I'm gonna kind of fill this whole space with oranges, and they're just gonna be random. I'm just gonna put a little bit of color there, a little bit of color next to it, mix it up a little bit. Gonna get that darker color next to it. A little bit of the light orange in the middle. Smoosh that around. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
I like the way April is blending the oranges together also.
And there's like there's a little bit of like, you know, the top to the pumpkins. So we'll get a little bit of that in there. So see how it's not an exact science? It's kind of just putting color down and then cutting with it. So basically you're creating your own background paper, right? So if we're gonna do a bow for this, would you think like a maroon bow?
Yeah, definitely something.
So I'm doing
along those
16 for
lines.
this. Just like a dark red.
Mm-hmm.
And how big is that bow?
This is a pretty significant size bow.
All right, so like from there. So I'm just gonna kind of do that. I'm gonna get that random look of watercolor. Maybe I'll put a little extra in the middle. Just kind of letting that go. All right, perfect. And let's do another one just to show that we can, I'll do this basket. Do we want to do that in like a gray?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So if we're putting that basket on here, let's just say, yeah, that's pretty good. So there's really no, I mean, you can obviously fill it in later, but to go along with this technique, it's kind of just like a random look effect. And I also want to get that arch. So I would say that should be okay for the arch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then, do you want to do like the hearts or the Easter eggs? The Easter eggs might look really cool.
The Easter eggs will look cool, but yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go for the Easter eggs.
I'm gonna get all like pastel-y colors for this one. So we're gonna start with the lightest. So I'm starting with 3, which is like the yellow. All right, perfect. Starting with like a yellow. And I am kind of looking at my stamp. So if I kind of put this here, I can see where they are. Yes, you can always stamp this obviously first, but this technique I want to stamp on top of it. So that's kind of like my idea with this, if that makes sense. Like I want it to be random.
Yes.
As I draw on my table.
And this way, I think you get more of a watercolor effect to it.
Yes, definitely.
Something that's not too perfect.
That's exactly what I'm going for. Mom hit the nail on the head there. Because they are still blending together.
Mm-hmm.
But not perfect. That's what we like. A little bit of green, which kind of became brown because I mixed it with pink. That's a nice color. That's a pretty green.
Very pretty.
All right, what else do I need? Let's do
need
like a light pink.
Sure.
And what else? What were you saying I need?
Oh, nothing. I would like one of these lighter blues.
Oh, I did put it in the light blue. And
Oh, you did?
I didn't actually touch it.
Oh.
So you're right. I put it in there. I just didn't do anything with it. So I will do the light blue that I put water in and didn't touch.
That's a really pretty color too.
Yes. I might actually even add some more of 28 because that green got a little muddled. So give that a little bit more of a green feel. Got muddled with the pink. All right. Do we want to do a bow on the Easter basket? Or just kind of leave it the Easter eggs? We can leave it plain. It's going to be on the smaller basket. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, perfect. So once you do that, it's time to cut these out.
You might want to let your paints dry a little bit before you cut it out because putting it through the thin cut machine, the die cut machine, die cut machine, if the paper is too wet, it might not
actually cut it all the way. So we are using our Distress Watercolor cardstock. I'm using it on the textured side. You can use it on the flat side. But we're gonna let this dry, set up our machine, and we'll be back. All right, so we have all of these pieces now thin cut, and we have to stamp them. So we have all of our stamps that we were using, and we are going to put these on blocks, use our intense black ink, as Mom keeps dropping everything, and we're gonna stamp these and be back. All right, so there we have it. So this one I tried to, the middle didn't stamp because I didn't realize the ink didn't go on it, so I tried to double stamp it and I messed up. So ignore the little purple in the middle. But it looks really cool, all of them. So you can kind of see how like these really do look very watercolory, while these kind of have that other watercolor look. So we're gonna put these together with their things and their little basket things. The cool thing about this basket too is it does have a cut in it. So when I'm actually gonna put the eggs in this one, I think.
Yeah, I think eggs will look cute.
Come on, eggs. Oh my goodness. So when I put the eggs in here, they've got kind of a little slit for them to kind of slide into. And with this one, it kind of just sits behind it. And it looks like it's in the basket, which I think is awesome. And then once again, this can go here or here. We had it obviously for this one. And we cut out the things, goodness, can't pick up anything right now. We cut out the little basket, what are these?
Handles.
Thank you. Basket handles, so you can put it in front, behind, whatever you like. You've got the little handle that goes attached to it, and then these little things we think kind of are like the handle attachments. If you know what these are, would you like to tell us? That would be awesome. Not exactly sure what they are. They kind of look like the little handles, right? Like if you
yes.
glue them down. Same could happen with this. So with this one, you can actually see that the handle actually became brown because that's the way that it was on the thin cut. But this one's actually, see, this one's a little bit bigger. So my thought process for this one is that the handle, actually I don't even know if the handle's meant for this one, to be honest. But my thought too is that this is like the handle on this basket.
But I actually think this basket goes this way because those are the little feet.
Oh, I thought that's where this attached to. Oh, you're right. You are right. She's smart. So my thought then is you can put that on here, and then this is like the attachment of the. Get out of there. It's like where you can attach it, you know. Or you can just have it like that. But it doesn't really fit on this basket very well. It's more for the big basket. Okay, now I want to do this the opposite way. So we're going to cut out these thin cuts, ink them, and then color them. I used the archival ink when we were stamping this just because archival or intense black, you can use either of them. But the archival I thought would give us a more prominent black if we did this after, where the intense black will give us a more prominent if we do it first. So we're off to do that. All right, so now we have everything stamped, but not actually colored. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did. If Mom can give me a paper towel, that would be awesome. And this time, it's not gonna be exact like we usually stamp them. We're actually going to just kind of do a quick overlay. So the barrel we had with the brown, right? So we're gonna do that first. Just gonna kind of hold it and go over it. We use the intense black for this. I think it's just because of the table that I'm on. It wasn't stamping perfectly. This isn't the best table in the world, aka a vacation table. But you're gonna also see that the ink kind of looks a little different too when it's colored over, like this, where I'm not kind of staying in the lines, I'm kind of just coloring over. And as you see, I have my quartered all-purpose mat here, which is, ooh, Mom, I ran out of water in my marker. Just gonna go fill my pen up. I'll take the small one while we're doing the rest, or while she's doing that. So as you can see, I'm kind of just doing the same thing, just coloring in these thin cuts, not really watching what's on them, but just getting them completely colored. Thank you. That was quick. All right, so I'm gonna let those dry a little bit. And now I've got this that I can clean. And our gray. So you kind of saw how I was doing those. I'm gonna do something a little bit different with the pumpkins. Kind of more of that swooshing / smooshing technique. Swooshing, smooshing. So we're gonna take some and I'm just gonna put it onto my mat here. Got a bunch of different colors of pumpkins here. Remember, this is kind of an experimental day. I'm just gonna put that down into that. Smooshing and swooshing. Kind of all smooshed together. But you still get the watercolor feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can fill in a little bit. Edges there. See how that looks when it dries.
I think it's gonna look great because I like the dark and the light areas.
Yeah.
Combined.
Should I do the same thing with the Easter eggs then?
Sure.
Because the others were all the same color. These are like different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how this smooshing techniques works. Don't know how well this one's gonna work.
Yeah, we'll find out.
All right. Might need another paper towel. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different than what we had. So some of them are very similar and some of them are very different. And you can see where the ink actually faded too, a little bit more. But that's actually pretty cool.
It is.
Because that's something that you really wouldn't, you know, get otherwise. So, and you can see this was the one that we kind of just colored. Once again, colored. This is the one that we smooshed a little bit. This was just experimental. Obviously, you can still color how you want, but I really like the differences of these and how cool they look. And how you can see, even if you wanted like a faded basket, you could do 1-in-1. So that's the really faded basket look, but you can have the more prominent gourds in there. Or vice versa. You can have a super prominent gourd basket with the faded gourds. Or put them where they're supposed to go. I'm just showing you all the different types. So it really just depends on the look that you want. But we kind of just wanted to try some smooshing with swooshing and smooshing with some watercolors. Just to show you that like you can really just do anything with watercolors. I really like this one. I think that's really
came
cool.
out really pretty.
How it just, you know, pulled in all of the different colors there. And it kind of looks like a pastel paper is what we cut it out of. So, but yeah. All right, that was our experimental technique Tuesday. But this stamp is awesome. Go check it out if you want it. It will be a fast seller, so I would get it before it sells out. And yeah, that's Technique Tuesday. And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below. But that is our technique. This is our flower bouquet, which we absolutely love. And if you are ever in Vermont, make sure that you check out this awesome place for farm to table.
Basically, they
Hold
grow.
on, pause it.
They grow all the produce.
What'd you just say?
Swooshing.
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 Try again, Brendan. Swoosh.
Swoosh. He's saying swoosh.